It's going down, it's going down, it's going down. Yeah. DJ, what's happening with you, boss? Good to see you, boss. About to get set up, man, getting everything lined up. We're about to get it in today. We're about to talk about it, bro. We are about to talk about it. Yeah. We're about to talk about it, bro. We are about to talk about it. We're about to talk about it. Yeah, what's happening? What's happening? Positive Imagery Studio, welcome in. What's the topic for today? Okay, so man, today we're gonna talk about the dark skinned woman and the theft of her image, the theft of everything that belongs to her. All right, so that's what we're gonna talk about today, and I'm gonna correlate it in regards to what is going on today and how, most importantly, she is not benefiting from everything she is and everyone else is around her. So that's what we're talking about today. Part five. Let me get it all set up. Whoa. Tay Splitter, welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you. We're about to get started. We're about to get started. We are about to get started. We are about to get started. You see, and for me, this subject specifically has been it's been bubbling. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been bubbling. Because even growing up, it was something where I thought, you know what I'm saying? It's like I feel the brainwashing and the control. Even I see the influence of how I was looking at things growing up, to where even what I deemed beautiful was a misconception. It was a misconstrued view of what is deemed beautiful. And then what's important about that is that we have to understand even the idea of what someone thinks of as beautiful, what someone deems as beautiful. Where do they get that from, right? Why do they look at, like, for example, jewelry? Why is it that when women wear diamonds, when women wear jewelry, they're deemed beautiful, right? When did that definition of beauty become the definition of beauty? And so for me, that's where I feel like it lies at, is that just the idea and the definition of beauty. Appreciate it. Just the idea and the definition of beauty, where does that come from? You know what I'm saying? Where does your definition of beauty come from? And those ideas of beauty, obviously they've changed throughout the years. But to be honest with you, for us, the idea of beauty has always stayed the same. It has always stayed the same. We've always preferred voluptuous, thicker women. We've always been like that. Whether she's thicker by the body, or whether she's got a little extra junk in the trunk, or whether she's voluptuous in her bosom area, voluptuous and thickness has always been a thing for us. And so what I've realized is that, and what is unfortunate, is that that idea is a profit margin for everybody else but the person who created that idea of beauty, which is the dark-skinned woman. The idea of a thick woman was never perceived as beautiful for a long time, especially from the other cultures, until periods like now. And the unfortunate thing about it is that they're the ones exactly. Isaac Doobie 10, junk of the trunk, yeah, straight up. Y'all know what it is. So at one point in time, that shit wasn't cool, but now it is. But you have to ask yourself why. Why is that? But we're gonna take it all the way back though. We're gonna take it all the way back. Let me get to my notes here, because I had to get my talking points put of the dark woman and her appearance, right? The theft of her of the way she is perceived and who she is and her true essence. And now when I say I'm gonna take it all the way back, is that we have to understand even just the idea of what is perceived as beauty. Okay? So I don't know if y'all ever heard of the Black Madonnas. I don't know if y'all ever heard of the Black Madonnas. The Black folks. So I'm also streaming on YouTube and on Facebook to my IG folks. So, and I'll put it on the screen so y'all can see what I'm reading. Because for me, I don't want to just talk bullshit. Like, I don't want to just sit here and talk shit. I'm gonna read to y'all because I want y'all to know what I'm talking about and why I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, where it all starts is in regards to the infatuation of the dark skin. Black Madonnas has been a figure of mystery for centuries. Some say she's a simple statue of the Virgin Mary, carved from black wood, or perhaps has soot on her skin from the smoke of thousands of years of candles, but speculations goes much deeper than that. Now, throughout Europe, especially in France, about 500 Black Madonnas painted or carved in wood or stone stand in Catholic churches, with a few in museums. Most date back from 11th to the 15th centuries. These medieval images of the Virgin holding the Christ child gaze benignly on their devotees who come as pilgrims and associate them with miracles and healings. Now, the religious origins of the Black Madonnas. Many scholars say that the Black Madonna is a link to religions that existed long before Christianity. Her shrines are often in locations that were once pagan shrines to Diana, Artemis of Ephesus. Now, Cybele and other goddesses. Some other Black Madonna figures look just like the Egyptian goddess Isis with her infant son Horus, showing the influence of old ways on changing fates. Even further back than that, she may represent the archetypal Earth Mother, the ancient eternal power of the feminine force. So even further back, she represents the Earth Mother, the ancient eternal power of feminine force. So again, the Black Madonnas are statues and figurines of Mary and also Jesus that are completely black, that are found in Europe and also places all over the rest of the world. And they depict Jesus and Mary as a dark, dark figure. And I just told you why in regards to the correlations, the Egyptian goddess Isis, and then also the representation of the Earth Mother. And then another major representation of her is the dark skin would represent and symbolize the fertileness of the land, the fertileness of nature, the fertileness of soil. Ground, fertile soil is dark. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, all the time, anything dark usually is an accumulation of energy, of power. If you think of colors, all colors exist in black, in dark. If you take all colors, red, black, pink, you mix all them shits together, you're going to get brown or you're going to get black. That is the accumulation, right? So that is what has been always understood about the color dark, How we describe it is black. But see, we have to understand that when they call us black people, that is not a noun, that is a description, that's an adjective. So dark, black is the adjective, is a description of dark. So let's not get that twisted. Now they call it the Black Madonnas because they're describing the color of her. But dark is the emphasis of black. Now, the thing is, blue, black, there it is. So that is where I feel this infatuation comes from. And everything that comes along with that. Now, when it comes to the Black Madonnas, like I said, these were the beginnings of Christianity. I don't know if y'all know about this, but okay, here in the great cathedral in Chartres, 50 miles south of Paris, There are two Black Madonnas. The Notre Dame de Pilar. It's a 16th century copy of a figure from the 13th century, and it stands in a gown of gold. Here, y'all got to see this shit. That's what I'm saying. Y'all got to see this, man. Look at this. Look at this. You see, this is where it all started from. This is why the Kim Kardashians want to be who they are, because this is where it all started from. Okay? Now, in the Great Cathedral, where we at here? She purchased regally atop the high pillar surrounded by candles. Notre Dame, during the French Revolution, the sculpture in the crypt was destroyed. In the 1856, a replica was sculptured. Boom. Rocamadour is a town 100 miles from Toulouse, set against a high cliff with the spectacular views of countryside. A long staircase rises from town their knees to reach the Chapelle de Notre Dame, a separate chapel. These people crawl up 216 stairs on their knees just to look at this statue right here, just to look at it. Now, another thing y'all need to know about the Black Madonnas is the popes will make pilgrimages just to go kiss the statue, So we have to understand that this thing about the infatuation of the dark skin, and especially the dark woman, has been going on for a long period of time. Now, why is this so important? Why am I talking about the Black Madonnas? Why am I talking about dark so much? See, because for me, what I started realizing was that it's not that these people, and when I say these people, are the ones that have adopted these attributes and characteristics that don't belong to them. They have understood the power that comes with the Black Madonnas, Isis, Horus. They have understood these powers, and these powers are the powers of melanin, the powers of the pineal gland. And now it's all gonna make sense. Like I said, I'm tying all this shit together. Y'all just gotta bear with me. You see, what I feel is when I was saying to you guys in regards to what is deemed beautiful, what do you deem beautiful? This is what I'm gonna show you right here. Where's that picture at? This is what I'm gonna show y'all right here. You see, we have to understand that at one point in time, that when I look at the Instagrams and I see white women who are now flaunting how thick injections, butt implants. When I see that, I remember the days that they used to call those same big old asses ghetto booties. I remember when they used to clown and call our women fat. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit I remember growing up. I remember when our women were fat to them and they had ghetto. Remember, oh my God, look at her butt. That was Becky back in the day. Look at her butt. It is so big. That was Becky back in the day. But now Becky is in the video of Baby Got Back because it happened back in the day too. You see, how I just explained to you that Black Madonnas has been correlated with ISIS. Look who is impersonating ISIS back in them days, in the 60s. Look who's impersonating ISIS back then. This is the Kim Kardashian of the 60s. Wearing who shit is she wearing? That's our shit. That's our shit. Having the gold headdress, that's our shit. So this shit didn't start with the Kim Kardashians. It didn't start with the Kim Kardashians. You understand what I'm saying? This is where it started. That's where it started. That's what I'm saying. This is pre-Christian days. Right? Thousands of years ago. 60s. This is the same copy and paste mentality that has been going on. And then you fast forward, and now you're seeing this. Now you're seeing this. You used to look like that. I understand that people change. Now, we was on the Black Madonnas. Now let's get back to the essence of the Black Madonnas. Why is the dark thing the essence of what's dark? And how we describe it is not even how we describe it. They describe it as black, because I don't call myself what I look like. I know what the fuck I am. I don't need to address myself about what I look like. Why we were called black is because there was someone or something looking at us going, y'all are black. I'm gonna call you what you look like. But now so I can't talk without talking about the pineal gland. And everybody knows what the pineal gland is. That's that third eye, right? Everybody calls it the third eye. The windows. Talk about the dark without talking about what produces the dark, which is melanin. But then I can't talk about the melanin if I can't talk about melatonin, which is what produces that. And then I can't talk about melatonin if I don't talk about the pineal gland, which is what produces that, which is the foundation of all existence, especially when it comes to us. It's the foundation of all of it. Let's break it down. Now, ancestrally, it is well known that the pineal gland, or the third eye, is the seat of the soul. And when properly activated, it would allow us to move from our lower nature to our higher selves. Activation of the pineal gland was believed to allow us to meet God face to face. This process is even referred to in the Bible, Genesis chapter 32, verse 30 and 31. It reads, "And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him." Okay? And then we also understand the fact that the ancient Egyptians understood the pineal gland too. They even had it diagrammed on the walls, right? And then we also know that their depiction and the illustration of the pineal gland, it also correlated with the brain and the anatomy of the brain and how we see it in regards to x-rays and whatever the fuck, right? We understand that. Y'all have seen that drawing. It's like I can't really describe it, but y'all have seen that pineal gland drawing of the brain from the ancient Egyptians. Now, the pineal gland is the first gland. Let's talk about this. The pineal gland is the first gland developed in your body and appears in Homo sapiens' eye, sensing light and darkness. Your biological clock, telling your body when to do its functions. Pacemaker, it sets the pace or the rhythm of your body. The compass, it helps orient ourselves. Production and secretion of two biologics that dictate the functions of your body. The pineal gland is responsible for producing and secreting the hormones serotonin and melatonin. Serotonin is secreted during the daylight hours. Melatonin is secreted in the nighttime hours. These hormones work inversely, okay? Now, the pineal gland is influenced by several things that allow it to function properly. Y'all pay attention to this. The pineal gland is influenced by several things that allow it to function properly. Light, more specific, because of the chlorophyll, which is in plants, which is a form of melanin, right? Sleep. This is particularly important for the melatonin. It reaches its max at midnight, right? So, these are the attributes that activate and encourage the melatonin, right? So, the main ones that I want you guys to pay attention to. Not even the main ones. All of them are fucking main ones. But let's pay attention. I want to read them again. The pineal gland is influenced by several things that are, right? So sunlight, hella sun. We get a lot of sun. That's why we're dark, tan, right? Temperature, hot. Green, raw vegetables, right? Because of the chlorophyll. The chlorophyll is a form of melanin, right? In plants, which is why that gives it the greenness of. It is important to note that melatonin is meant to produce, oh yeah, okay, I already read that part. Melatonin has several proven functions. It boosts memory, intensifies REM or dream sleep, organizes our system biologically, mentally, and spiritually, slows aging, strengthens immune system, and puts us in the pleasant mood and resets our biological clock, which helps us adapt to new environments. Now, melatonin is what creates the melanin. Melanin is a chemical substance that gets secreted into the blood. Now, the thing about melanin too is that what's not understood about it is how it stores information. It stores information and energy, right? Construction of to the construction and the protection of your brain. What else is there? Now, it protects humans from harmful UV rays from the sun. It protects against skin cancer, and it protects against Parkinson's, and protects specifically against radiation. Now, scientific research has also shown that melanin has several life-sustaining benefits. It is also believed to counteract stress. Now, that's a very big one too. If you think about it, all the shit that, that's why I feel that melanin, like I said, that's what they all want, man. That's what they all want is the melanin. Let me tell you why. Right there when it said that the main thing about melanin is that it's believed to counteract stress. The main reason why that's so important is because society and history is against us. We are still able to rise above all that shit, right? And we're still able to be recognized as prominent players in society, whether it's spirituality, whether it's political, whether it's intellectual, whether it's sports, whatever it is. We're still up. Tell them, Nirvana Kisses, we're still up. That's what I'm saying. That's pure testament. That's pure testament of the melanin that derives in us. But we have to understand why we're still up. Is because that melanin within us is so much stronger. Why? It's because it's you see, that's why our music, that's why they call our music soul music. That's why we didn't call our shit. We didn't say that. Yeah, our shit's called soul music. They call it soul music. That's why they call it soul music. That's why when we touch anything, we just go deep. That's why we can do that. It's because the code, the melanin, is because of that code. That code that's in our the code that is in our pineal glands that creates the melatonin and serotonin that produces that melanin that pours within our bodies. It's that code that created that blueprint of the first 3 weeks of conception that creates the blueprint of our immune system, of our brain and the capabilities of it. That is the code that they've been after. That is the code. And that's the code they lip inject. They do some kind of surgery to get it somewhere. I don't know if y'all know about that, but they've also been correlated with the black holes in space, which in essence, black holes are what? They're just giant suctions of a power vacuum of energy. So, now I don't want to digress too much. Melanin is not produced on accident or by chance. The production of melanin requires certain nutrients, particularly amino acids, okay? Will cause the melanin to be recessive or virtually inactive, manifesting in very light or pale skin pigmentation. A nutrient deficiency will cause the melanin to be recessive. Okay? So we have to understand that anything that doesn't look like this is melanin recessive. I'm not making that shit up. That's science. Nutrient deficiency will cause the melanin to be recessive. Okay? Because we have to understand that on Earth, the sun shines, right? So whatever the sun shines on has to survive because the sun shines. That shit ain't going nowhere. So it's either you come from the sun and you're protected by it, or you get burnt by the motherfucker and you're not protected by it. I mean, that's just the laws of nature. That's how it is. So, with that being said, the depigmentation is a direct correlation to the genetic inability to produce a sufficient amount of melanin. Okay? So I don't want people getting on here going, he hates white people. No, I'm just stating the facts here. And the reason why I'm stating the facts is because we have to draw a distinction. And we have to split our shit and call it for what it is. And that's why, for me, I'm just getting fucking started. There's 7 different types of melanin. Okay, I'm going to pause on that because I want to take it to the next level. I'm going to pause on that. So now we know why melanin, essence of the dark, of the black. What is the essence of the dark of the black? Melanin. Boom, I just broke that down. Where does melanin come from? Melanin derives from melatonin. Now, let me go back to my talking points. Make sure I didn't hit everything. Now, the next step. Man, people need to understand, when I do this, let me read this comment. We're strong. You're absolutely right, Nirvana Kisses. Exactly, it's in us. Ashe, Ashe. Many deny this. I've always questioned and accepted it. Absolutely. Well, and most importantly, too, is that many deny it because they've never questioned and they've never done the research. Bro, I love these Sunday discussions. And I appreciate you coming in and chiming in, bro, for real. Thank you. And that's the thing, bro. It's about us learning. And in regards to Nirvana Kisses, yes, and to the ones that question, right? Question it. Go do your research. Go look the shit up. Don't just take what somebody tells you. We can't take. You see, that's the problem, is that we do too much of just accepting what someone tells us or what we've just been told, or inherently just kind of spoon fed. We got to dig, folks. But then, especially if things don't line up, like for me, when I started bugging out. When I started bugging out is when I started seeing the same girls, like I said, when I was growing up, because I grew up in South Africa, and then when I moved here to America, I moved into Edmond, which is predominantly white people. So when I moved into Edmond, it's like I saw like the typical, like the white girl, with the flat booty, you know what I'm saying, tight jeans, blah blah blah. Like they had their own style of things, and then our black girls had our own style. And like I said, I remember growing up, white girls they never liked the way our black women did things, from calling them ghetto to having ghetto booties. You know what I'm saying? Like all the shit. To the hair, calling them weaves, and you know what I'm saying? Like now, these motherfuckers is doing the same shit. And so, not only doing the same shit, they're making the fucking money off of it. For this shit. I started looking back. I didn't grow up in the 60s. But then I started looking back and started seeing the depictions and illustrations of Cleopatra. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens after that? Then them white women and all the white women that look up to that white woman, for example, Elizabeth Taylor, who was playing Cleopatra, now they look at it and go, okay, boom, so this is the status of beauty. But see, Elizabeth Taylor doesn't say that she stole that shit. She doesn't say that she was just playing a figure and playing a character that comes from a different culture, that really that credit should be given to that culture, or share the credit. They don't do that. They just take it and run. And so that's my thing, is that I'm tired of that shit, because it's not only our women, it's our men, it's our music, our spirituality, and everything else under the fucking sun that they want to take. And I'm tired of that shit. I'm tired of the Kim Kardashians being fucking billionaires. Sick, a black man on top of that. Because she has to fit that mold, right? If she's looking like a black woman, she might as well start fucking nothing but black men. And then in spite, they would fuck me just to get their parents mad. Of the pimping. I'm tired of the extortion. I'm tired of that shit. And I was part of the bullshit at one point in time. And the only reason why I feel is because I didn't know any fucking better. I didn't know any better. I was young, feel disrespected. But then you start realizing, like, goddamn, I'm in a game and I don't even know the fucking rules. That's why I'm losing. White women now running around here, got IG pages, making money, shaking their asses, and they over here trying to move like understand that 10, 15 years ago, they were calling, Becky was calling her Lakeisha ghetto booty and saying she had weave, fake ass hair and blah, blah, blah. Now they got the fake fucking hair. But not that they just got the fake hair. They making paper off of that shit. And we gonna talk about that. We definitely gonna talk. I'm still on the tip of they see something beautiful and they're not. It's not something going, look, we understand, we see the value. We're making movies in Egypt, fucking with Egyptian people and dark-skinned people and going, these are the real people. I understand if fucking Wonder Woman, I forgot that woman's name. I don't know what her name is. The tall, and found the real Dahomey tribe pictures of the real Amazon women and put them pictures right next to her and said, these are the real Amazon women. These are the women y'all should revere. These are the women, I fucking illustration and the real depiction of an Amazon woman. When we know that a real Amazon woman does not look like that white lady. The real Amazon woman was a Dahomey woman. A tall, dark-skinned woman. And nothing to do with her. And nothing to do with some tall European man-looking model. No. It wasn't. It was a dark-skinned woman from the Dahomey tribe at that. See, so for me, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm tired. Just this last movie, The Gods of Egypt. Just this last movie, The Gods of Egypt, had goddamn Gerard Butler in Egypt playing Set. And Set is the god of fucking. and they got Gerard Butler playing a white dude in Egypt playing fucking. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And then Horus, a white dude playing the sun god. Motherfucker, you were the sun god and you ain't tan? How the fuck are you always by the sun and you're never fucking tan? That's what I never understood about these Egyptian movies when there's number white people over there. How the fuck are you over there and none of y'all got a tan? That's when you know it's like it's not about historical accuracy. It's not about historical accuracy. And then we all know how much movies dictate and influence our perception on the world and the people in it. We know this. We know this, right? We know that the reason why they put up a certain color of Jesus is because they wanted that perception to be that way. The reason why they put up a certain color of Santa Claus is because they want that perception of that Santa Claus to be that fucking way. So the same reason why you put up personifications of Dahomey women as Israeli hot models, the depiction of an African queen as Elizabeth Taylor, the Last Samurai is fucking Tom Cruise. Guess what people are gonna think who the Last Samurai was? Fucking Tom Cruise. The fuck Tom Cruise, the Last Samurai? What type of shit is that? What type of sense does that make? But then they want to talk about historical accuracy. They'll get all the other shit right, from the kimonos, how the dates and how the people, the characters, they'll get all that shit right, but then fuck up on the color, the appearance of the people. I'm not playing that shit no more. I'm not playing that shit. I'm calling it for what it is. Like, for real. And we're going to talk about Henrietta Lacks. We're going to talk about Henrietta Lacks. Yeah, he was. Goddamn. I think you're talking about Tom Cruise. Yeah. So, look. I don't find too much... there's not too much of a gap between the Kim Kardashian... to the hospitals and the scientific side of things, where they're profiting off of our information in regards to our cells, right? Our bodies. Like Henrietta Lacks, she was diagnosed with a terminal cervical cancer, and she was treated at a Johns Hopkins University. There was a doctor named George G. who had snipped cells from her cervix without saying anything to her. Well, come to find out that Henrietta Lacks, their cells, they could not only be kept alive, but would also grow indefinitely, which is a huge thing in the medical world. Experiments ranging from determining the long-term effects of radiation to testing the live polio vaccine. Understand what's going on here, folks. For the past 60 years, she died of a cervical cancer, a terminal one, and her cells have been frozen, cultured, is what they say, is the right word to say. Remember how we were talking about melanin, the powers of melanin, and how it helps protect from radiation? You know what I'm saying? They were, and then also testing live polio vaccines. Her cells were commercialized and have generated millions of dollars for the medical researchers who patented her tissues. So not only they put a patent on her cells, on her body. They put a patent on that shit. A trademark, that's their shit. Now, Lacks' family, however, didn't know the cells cultured existed until more than 20 years after her death. More than 20 years after her death. Medical writer Rebecca Skloot examines the legacy of Lacks' contribution to science and the effect that it's had on her family. That's why, like I said, like, for me, I'm not surprised when I'm seeing people like, man, let me show you, man. This is what I'm not surprised to see, folks. This shit is crazy to me. This shit is crazy to me. This is a white woman. This is a Caucasian woman, yo. And y'all trying to tell me she's not trying to look like her. That's her. There ain't no tan in the world that can do this. There is no tan in the world that can do this. There's no tan in the world that can do this. Look, even like look at the hand, like even how she puts her hand on the chin. Yo, listen, family. I'm out here just trying to dig in on this lady. I'm out here just trying to dig in on her. Okay, look at the before and after on your Kims and Kanye's, whatever the fuck. Look at the before and after. Look at the before and after. That's what's popping. This commercialized. What did I say about Henrietta Lacks? Commercialized. They commercialized it and made millions. This is commercialized. This is commercialism right here at its finest. At its finest. At its finest. That's fake. That shit fake. That's fake. And then we wonder. That's all I'm here to do, folks. We got to call a spade a spade. Okay? We got to call a spade a spade. Done. I'm not done. We still going in. We still going in. Okay? We still going in. We still going in. Where is that? Boom. Now, this is the next topic I want to hit y'all with. This is the next topic I want to hit y'all with. This is the next topic I want to hit y'all with. Now, we done touched on a few things, okay? For the ones that are just coming in, welcome, welcome. For the ones that are just coming in, I am talking about the theft of the dark woman and her image, right? Weaves and calling them hair extensions. And now they got these, they're not called ghetto booties no more because they got them. And now motherfuckers are coming out here with IG pages making millions of dollars and got TV shows and reality shows, fucking black men and blowing the fuck up. All that shit needs to fucking cease. That shit needs to cease. And we need to start calling shit for what it is. For real. Now, most importantly for me, it's not about IG. Like I said, for me, it's about the idea of what is even deemed beautiful and why it's even deemed beautiful. Why is having a big butt beautiful? Why is being thick beautiful? And so for the ones who are just coming into the page, we had talked about the statue of Mary that was painted black. Why the color black is because of the melanin, right? The melanin, which is created by the melatonin, which derives from the pineal gland, which is the blueprint of the body, right? We understand that this has been in demand ever since the beginning, specifically things like the Black Madonnas, Henrietta Lacks, right? And then I showed the correlation of how the Kim Kardashian of the 60s was Elizabeth Taylor, who was doing movies and doing movies portraying herself as an African queen, and then every other white woman after that will run around town trying to portray themselves as African queens, thinking they're portraying themselves as Elizabeth Taylor, when in all actuality, Elizabeth Taylor jacked out, okay? Just let me break something. This is a side note before I get to the next subject. This is a side note. For people that don't understand that jewelry, you just wrap the shit around your body and you look fly. Jewelry was never that to us. You see, that's what happens when people copy some shit they don't understand. Is that they just throw the shit on and thinking that's what it's all about. It's just the visual stimulation that it provides. That is just a side thing. Jewelry for us was for the vibrational frequencies that the jewels fucking offered you, okay? Every natural element, they all have a vibrational frequency. Some of them, they all are used in certain ways and certain customs to heal, to modify, to encourage vibrational frequencies. So, for example, y'all remember the fucking mood ring, right? You remember you'd wear a mood ring, and the motherfucker would, if it was blue, it'll turn blue because you're wearing it, right? Because you feel in a certain way. It's the same thing gold can do. Platinum, limestone, like you fucking name it. A lot of these shits, they conduct frequency of raw elements on your body as a ring. You put it on your wrist, on your neck, Boom, that will align certain frequencies and chakras within the fucking body. That's why we wore jewelry. It wasn't just to look fucking fly. That was a side thing. That was just a perk. That was just a perk. But like I said, to idiots, to people who don't understand, that shit, it just looks fucking cool. I just want to look like y'all. Fuck what it means. I just want, hence the Elizabeth Taylors, hence the Kim Kardashians, hence any motherfucker out here who's trying to play what they're not, who has to surgically enhance to play what they're not, who has to surgically enhance to profit to play what the fuck they're not. That is why. You understand? So jewelry, even then when they say that thing that a diamond is a woman's best friend, understand that diamond, just even for what it's worth, why it's worth what it's worth, it's not just to fucking look at. It is not just to look at. It is the vibrational frequencies that out of you, bro. We need more brothers. Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. You just keep sharing the information. Keep soaking in the information. Most importantly, question the information, bro. Go look the shit up that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Don't just take it from me. I want you to look it up. I'm encouraging anyone and everybody who watches this shit, go look this shit up. Go look it up. That's what I want. I don't want you to just listen to me. I don't want you to just think I'm always right, because I'm not always right. I'm searching for the truth, so I will forever be a student. But most importantly, I want to share. So jewelry to us is not what you saw with Elizabeth Taylor and all them dumb shits wearing. And like I said, the Kim Kardashians got millions and millions and millions of dollars. That shit wasn't just to look fucking pretty. That shit was never for us. You know what I'm saying? So now to the next subject. The next subject for me, like I said, it's not just a theft. It's not just somebody copying. I don't give a fuck if people copy us. If anything, it's a form of flash doing any of that. What I mind is when people steal. What I mind is when people steal information, is when they steal ancestry. That is when I have a problem, is when they steal. So how this is happening, see, because people will say, I'll play devil's advocate. I'll play devil's advocate. People would like to say to me, well, why can't black people just, why can't y'all just go get it yourselves, right? Why can't there just be a black Kim Kardashian, right? Why can't y'all just do that? You acting like y'all can't do nothing about it. You see, if the playing grounds, if things were fair, not even fair, but if we had equal, you know what I'm saying? Like you have your resources, I have my own resources. It would be all great. But what we fail to understand, and what we always fail to forget, when a system or a platform that encourages our success when it comes to profitability from weaves and our clothing, our fashion industries, there's no corporate platforms that fight for us. Most of these corporate platforms will fight for a Kim Kardashian quicker than a dark-skinned woman that looks like Kim Kardashian that's trying to do what she's trying to do. Let me give you a good example. The weave industry. The weave industry. How long have we been known for rocking weaves as women, as black women? How long has black women been known for rocking fucking weaves and extensions and all that shit? Control and has maintained that control. Not black people, Asian people, Korean people specifically. You come to our neighborhoods. Who has beauty stores? Chains of them for that matter. Who has chains? The fucking Asians. But see, now who they? White supremacy. We have to understand that there is a systematic endeavor that's going on here, and I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna break it down. I'm not just gonna talk with broad estimated. And market research from Mintel estimated that the size of the 2012 market was to be at $684 million with a projection of $661 million by 2017. By 2023, they had said it was going to be over $1 billion. If general market brands like weaves, extension weaves, independent beauty supply stores, distributors, e-commerce styling tools, and appliances were taken into consideration. The $684 million in expenditures. This is what we need to understand here too. Listen, people, this is $500 billion. Look, I'm gonna read that again. If all those things I just named, we could be making ourselves. We could be making. The $684 million estimate could reach a whopping $500 billion. Just the brushes, the tools, the extent, you know what I'm saying, all the little accessories. Just adding those on, excuse me, would increase venture would increase it to 500 billion with just the side accessories. I don't think we should make those things though. It's not a righteous. And we are in the weave industry. Look, what's her name? She's clever. If we are in the weave industry, we have to be part of every aspect of it. Whether it's the small accessories, the distribution, we need to be part of all of it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand that if we leave that to somebody else, they're making that money. Do you know how much money the Koreans make on just little brushes and little combs and little shits like that? Do you have any idea how much money they make off of that? We could be having our own factories here. We could be employing our own people here, making them little shits, and we could be profiting off of those things. My live ends in a minute and a half. Y'all jump back in. In a minute and a half, I'm going to jump right back in, so y'all make sure to jump back in. Nirvana, the presentation, I'll let you come on in. So yes, we have to be part of every level of the business. I hear what you're saying, she's clever, but when it comes to, like I said, styling tools, the appliances, those create jobs, and then they also create side money. And that side money, you see the Koreans making, you can buy a comb for $1. That shit adds up. We could be doing that for ourselves. It's just, like I said, for us, it's just locking down the money. Weaves and wigs are damaging to our self-esteem and is clouding our self-image as Africans. Look, I understand how damaging, certain enhancements could be. But we have to understand that wigs and weaves have always been a staple in our idea and our culture of beauty, right? Whether you're wearing them because you are bald or whether you're wearing them because you feel insecure, that's not my decision. My point is that to accessorize yourself has always been part of our culture, okay? So it's up to you to wear that for whatever reason. I just hope you're wearing it, obviously, for the right reasons, not for a lack of a self-esteem reason type of thing. All right, listen, my line's about to cut off. Jump back in. All right, folks. Hey, I appreciate y'all time, man. Thanks for hanging in with me. So, like I said, I'm breaking down the different levels of, like I said, man, of just basically the bullshit, And I done broke down a few things already. I done broke down the main thing in my mind was what started all this bullshit was the Black Madonnas, the infatuation of the black woman, and basically anything and everything that she is capable of, from her ability to provide fertileness, from her ability of creation, and her ability of energy. And so even from there, we move on to the essence of what black and dark is, which was melanin. And I broke down what melanin that to the same type of the same type of infatuations that is had on the Black Madonnas is the same type of infatuation that is had on people like Henrietta and profits and used for profits that are not only not going back to them, but are not even told about it. And these people are experimenting using the same shit. So I feel like that is still the same continuation to this day in regards to how even our ways of possibly making money, butts and all that shit is being commercialized, and people are benefiting off of these things when when all actuality they derive from us. The reason you wear them for whatever reason, it's always been part of our culture to do it up, right? To switch up your do from our tribes all the way to our bougie people in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone, we always had different ways of doing our hair. Look, this is a style. This is a style. We've had so many different ways of doing shit. But my point is that those are ours, and those are ours to benefit from. Those are ours to fucking profit off of. That's my thing. Is that let's not split hairs on why we do it. Let's stick to why to the fact that we're not profiting off of our own shit. That's my thing. Is that we're not profiting off of our own shit. Okay, so now the African American woman shape the hair industry. The African American woman shaped the hair industry. And now the question would be, why aren't they reaping the benefits? Okay, so now let's talk about specifically why aren't we reaping the benefits? So, like I had mentioned, that in regards to the stores, when it comes to beauty supply stores, hair supply stores, if they're not Caucasian, they're Korean. They're not Korean, they're fucking Chinese. Bottom line is they're Asian, they're not ours, and they're in our neighborhoods, okay? So the money that are at your local beauty supply store would typically display an assortment of brands that are Korean owned, right? So even when it comes to brand part of what is exposed and most of what is commercialized are Korean brands, right? Now, in 1965, the Korean tresses, I guess that's how y'all say it. Not long after, the U.S. government banned the import of any wig that contained hair from China. Propelled, I guess, in a sense. But if you think about it, even back then, the business of weaves wasn't popping, right? But nevertheless, it was still something that we could have gotten in on. But now, let me tell you why it was even harder for us. Not even harder, but it was just as difficult as it is now, as it is then, the hoops that we have to jump through. The African American Civil Rights Movement was from 1954 to 1968. The supply and distribution of the weaves and wigs and extensions in this time. Now, I'm going to repeat myself. In 1965, the Korean government banned the export of raw hair, making it impossible for U.S. business owners to create wigs with Korean tresses. Not long after, the U.S. government banned the import of any wig that contained hair from China, which obviously, ultimately, that ban was lifted along with the Korean government's ban. The African American Civil Rights Movement was from 1954 to 1968. So my point is that even at that time, while we're battling civil rights, the last thing that was going on is us battling international wig and raw hair. And this whole trade and the raw hair trade negotiations and the bans were going on from 65 and onwards. Now, as the result of the Korean businesses, they were able to dominate the supply and distribution of the wigs, the weaves, and the extensions. Now, Aaron Ronan, in 2006, the Black Hair documentary has documented the marginalization of African American entrepreneurs in the hair care industry. Ronan estimates that Koreans own close to 60% of the African American hair care industry market share. 60%. Now, I'm going to explain why. When you spit the real, the internet glitch. Real shit, bro. So now I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain why and how they did this. The Small Business Association published a report entitled Access to Capital Among Young Firms, Minority-Owned Firms, Women-Owned Firms, and High-Tech Firms. Okay? So I'm not here to bitch. I'm here to show you, I'm giving you facts, and I'm going to give you numbers. When people ask, I'm telling you, pay attention. The Small Business Association published a report entitled Access to Capital, revealed that the African American and Latino firms operate with substantially less capital overall, both at startup and subsequent years, relative to Caucasians. I'm going to say it again. Unsurprisingly, it is revealed that the African American and Latino firms operate with substantially less capital overall, both at startup and in subsequent years, relative to Caucasians. Today, there are over 9,000 Korean-owned beauty supply stores serving a billion-dollar market for black hair. There's over 9,000. Now, let me go back to the previous point that I just made. When it comes to small business, loans, and capital, unsurprisingly, it is revealed that the African American and Latino firms operated with substantially less capital overall. This is based from the Small Business Association published a report that access to capital among young firms, minority-owned firms, women-owned firms, and high-tech firms. Okay? Between manufacturing, distribution, and selling hair care products, Koreans control all major components. Between manufacturing, between distribution, and selling hair care products, Koreans control all major components. These Korean-owned distributions discriminate against African-American store owners to maintain the monopoly in their market. Okay? Now, Aaron Rannon's 2006 Black Hair documentary has documented the marginalization. Now, that they were able to corner the market, right? When it comes to distribution, even when it comes to distribution, there's only like 3 or 4 companies. 3 out of the 4 are Korean-owned, right? Now, when you ask me what's the solution, what should we do? Because I'm gonna talk about these problems, but I'm also gonna state the solutions. When it comes to the solution, okay, let me see that. Black-owned television studios can take advantage of reality channels while keeping the money in surrounding communities. Getting rid of the criminalization of the consumer, which exists in many Asian stores. Most importantly is the fact that, like I just read, there's over 9,000 Korean-owned stores that supply $1 billion market for hours. So, number one, every store that they have, we got to open up a store right next door. I feel like that's the only way we can take our shit back. We open up a store right next door in our neighborhood. Everything is and to the point where when they come in, your friend, your sister, whoever, your cousin, whoever, if they walk in that Asian store, they know that they're passing their own peoples right next door. You understand what I'm saying? That's how we take our shit back. Is that to every 9,000 they got, we got 18. We got 18,000. They got 1, we got 2. That's how we need to be. And this is my thing too. When it comes to, because that's what I was trying to explain earlier, is that we need to make those. We need to make those ourselves. You know? We need to support, but you know, your sister over here just opened up her own store. And her comes a little more just because she opened up her own store. Korean, just because her shit's $1. Because that money that you put in that Korean's hand, guess where that's going back? To the Korean's family. That's where it's going back. So, and look, I understand it might be harder for us to do that. But understand that as hard as that may be, you are investing in your own. And that's what we need to be doing. We need to invest in our own. We need to invest in our own. The only reason why the Kim Kardashians are here winning is because we are not investing in our own. Our people are investing in her. And what she has to, and we're investing in her sisters and all the shit that they do. When we know that they steal they jack everything they do from us. When we know that. We know that. And then we got this billion-dollar industry. Trillion. We got this trillion-dollar industry here that could, night and day difference for our neighborhoods. We wouldn't have fucking projects and hoods and all this shit. We wouldn't have favelas. We wouldn't have squatter camps. We wouldn't have townships. We wouldn't have projects. We wouldn't have these shits if we were able to profit off of what is beautiful about us and what everybody else finds beautiful about us. We wouldn't have it. We wouldn't have these issues. Where you at? Where you at? I wouldn't be talking about this. I wouldn't be talking about these people right here. I wouldn't be talking about these people right here. Who look at this lady. This is her. That's her. But guess what? Guess what she make more? She make more money looking like that. She make more money looking like that. She makes more money looking like that than looking like this. This is a problem. This is a problem. Look, I don't care what this woman do, but understand why she's doing it. I don't care what she do, but understand why she's doing it. This is dangerous. There's a sickness going on mentally here. There's a sickness going on. This is sick. This is who this chick reminds me of. Man, I'm one of y'all. I'm one of y'all. And I'm going to get paid. And it's time to get paid. This is crazy to me. And then what really gets me, let me tell you what gets me. Becky used to call this a ghetto booty back in the day. Now this shit is popping. Now Becky got the ghetto booty. And now Becky's making money off of ghetto booty. Right? This is popping. Do y'all understand that white men didn't want this for white women? White men they don't like this shit. White women had big titties. That's about it. It wasn't about having big asses and being thick. But now Becky wants that ghetto booty. Exactly. And like I said, this is not a knock against white women. No, this is a knock against stealing depictions of other women, and then you wear them like a costume and make money off of the shit. This is a mental fucking poker game that you're playing with yourself just to make money. Is a thick, dark-skinned woman. So then you turn thick and you turn your skin fucking dark. That shit's crazy to me. That shit's crazy. You see? So understand why this is popping. Why melanin's popping. Melanin's popping because, you see, this lady right here, I'm going to show you her in the 60s. That's her in the 60s. You see? This is the IG in the 60s. Elizabeth Taylor dressing, trying to look like Queen Cleopatra. This is her in the 60s. This is Kim Kardashian in the 60s. This is her in the 60s. This is the same shit. That's the same shit to me. That's the same shit to me. These women were considered fat to white women. These women are fat, right? Remember, white women were like, oh my God, they're fat. These women are fat. Oh my God. Now, what's she gonna say? Oh, you know, I'm thick. I'm thick. Where she get that thick shit from, huh? Where she get that thick shit from? Like that. They like big titties. That's all. And flat asses. Can't speak for all of them. So people, this is what I'm just trying to prove a point here. I'm just trying to prove a point here. Y'all remember the Rachel Dolezal, whatever her name is. This lady thought she... Yo, I'm just trying to prove a point here. I'm just trying to prove a point here. I'm just trying to prove a point here. What is going on? This is what's popping. Okay? This is what's popping off of our women and what they look like. All the Kim Kardashians, the big booty white girls, and the surgically. You see, let me show y'all. This is what they want. That's what they want. That's what they want. You see that's what they want. That's what they chasing. That's what they stay chasing. You see how naturally dark that woman's skin is? You see how naturally light, and then that skin can get dark too. You see how that can happen? Is because that's the power of melanin. That's the power of our women. That's why our women are the objects of infatuation when it comes to men and when it comes to even women. Even women want to be our women. What type of shit is that? You know, chasing. This is what Becky was hating on, calling ghetto booty, but now Becky is injecting that shit in her ass. So shit, I don't know. That's why I'm on here. It's because this page needs to be as hot as fucking Kim Kardashian's page. Because all these chicks are bro, 10 times blow. All these chicks, they blow. Listen, man, these chicks blow Kim Kardashian out the water, bro. I'm picking her over Kim Kardashian any day. Any fucking day. I'm picking her over Kim Day. But this is what Kim Kardashian been chasing. This donk right here. You see that? That's what they need. That's what she... Ugh. Opposed to dating anybody, man. To be honest with you, I'm a little... You know what I'm saying? It's kind of fucked up. Because right now, for me, it's hard for me to date another race. Like, it's hard. It's weird right now. I can't... Because of all this weird shit that's going on, I'm not even gonna lie. It's casual things with other races, like, you know what I'm saying? But even then, it's like when for example, when a white prefers me to be a certain type of black dude, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit, like all that type of shit is weird to me. It's weird to me. That's why it's like even the different race of person that if I do have a casual thing with, it's like even then it's like nowadays I have to think about this shit like what the fuck? Hold up, what type of chick? Is she a Kim Kardashian? What type of chick is she? Am I her Kanye? You understand what I'm saying? Like, just to to scare her fucking family. That's why like for me now I'm so hesitant in a racial dating. I am. Like especially something serious. And then yeah, how she thinks and how she looks at the world. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is very important. I ain't chewing this bad. It's the alcohol. So for real, like we gotta call things for what they are. We really do. We really do. And so I'm not knocking anybody for making a hustle and for creating a mother people's idea, appearance, fucking and everything else. Then I'm gonna knock the shit out of your hustle and you're a thief. You're a fucking thief. So that's what I'm saying. It's like for me, when I see people who, like I said, 10, 15 years ago, they would have been the Beckys going, oh my God, look at her butt. When I see them now having big butts, and they got, I got a problem. I got a problem. When I see the rest of the world paying them for having big butts, I got a problem. I got a problem. But then most importantly for us, I feel like it's a learning. Why are we in demand? Why are they always making money off of us and we're the last to know about it? We have dark-skinned black people who own a music group. Do you see one black company like a Sony, like what you call them? Sony. What's the other one? You know what I'm saying? Like the big Def Jams and the RCAs, whatever the fuck. Do you see any of us owning our own full NBA team, NBA stadium? Do you see us owning our own NBA accessory fucking business where we make basketballs, we make sweatbands? Do you see us owning that shit? No. Do you see us owning an ESPN, a TNT, huh? A Ford Center, huh? Do you see us owning that? A factory where we make basketball jerseys? No. Do you see us owning a stadium where we can hire our own people to work that stadium? No. Do you see us owning a football team? All the sporting waves and Murray's grease and from our people to our people and the money comes back? No. Do we have our own Chinatown? Huh? Do we have our own Little Italy? Do we have our own Koreatown? Huh? Do we have our own Little Mexico or South Side? Where it's nothing but a string of our businesses that are thriving, that are not just mom and pop stores, that they're chains, they're corporate. No, we don't have that. We want to go shop at the Korean store. We want to go shop at the Sprouts. We want to go shop at the Walmarts. Instead of us creating our own fucking Walmarts, our own Sprouts, our own Sally's. That's what the fuck we need. That's what we need to be doing. And the day we do that is the day the Kim Kardashians will cease to exist in regards to who they are and how they make this money. There'll be no more Kim Kardashian sex tapes and titties popping out on the internet. And nobody would give a fuck because the real women who look like that would be out here. You see, while the fake women like her are running around, our real-ass women are out here in the real world. The ones that she's trying to surgically enhance herself to look like are out here in the real world. This is, like I said, this is not a racial thing. This is not that I hate white people thing. This is understanding the fact that there is a systematic oppression and endeavors that go on to the point where people not only profit, but then now it's to the point where now even physical attributes are fucking stolen and copied and commercialized. Imagery says we have been a valuable import since they absolutely right. But in essence and everything from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not speaking entirely about the slave trade. He's talking about in essence and in its entirety. You know, all of it together. You know? So we have to understand that yes, not only has that theft gone on, but now motherfuckers is making money off that theft. And that theft can be a spiritual theft. It can be an intellectual theft. It can be an environmental theft. That's what I'm saying. There's definitely numerous ways of thieving. But like I said, understand that what you see today with the Kim Kardashians and that woman who was a white lady, but now she makes money on IG as a black woman. That shit is theft. That shit is straight theft. That's a goddamn 5-finger discount to the fullest. You a thief. God damn, shit is sick. Oh, this shit's sick. So look, that's all I got for you folks. In closing, that's what I got for you. Let you in real quick. But yes, so folks, this is it. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all's time. And like I said, this is not about just hating. This is about understanding that people are still exploiting. They're still exploiting other fucking people. And I'm tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the Kim Kardashians, you know what I'm saying? Like these people have made so much goddamn money. And then they walk around, you know, flinging their money and their influence around. And they got that one lady out of prison. And like, we're supposed to thank her for that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, for me to thank you for that type of shit, Kim Kardashian don't need to be doing anything that has to do with prison reform or anything that has to do with black people, period. It's like, if you do, you need to slide the mic to someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about, or slide it to somebody who's actually gonna get it in. Not you playing as if you're some kind of activist, because that's the shit I'm not gonna entertain at all. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, I'm waiting on you. So that's what I got, folks, and like I said, man, I hope y'all enjoyed it. And dig. I want y'all to dig.
Like, we have the opportunity to all become creditors versus debtors. So why don't people read and become creditors so we can all help each other?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they choose not to, and they doubt each other, and we're literally like crabs in a bucket.
Right.
And like, no, you can't do this.
Right.
Search.
Well, requires, and you're hitting the dead on the nail. Is that we lack the research. But see, the main reason why I feel like a lot of us lack the research is because we.
Even after what I'm saying, I guarantee you'll go look.
Right.
Start the birth certificate.
Sure.
HJR 192. It tells you the United States is bankrupt. There's no money here.
Right.
We all have the opportunity to ask for our birth certificates back, and we'll all have the same thing.
Right. You see, but see, like even for example, the things that you're mentioning right now, a lot of people don't even know anything about that. But the main reason why is because you see, you have to be interested in you for you to go look you up.
don't want to get out of their situation.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to be interested in who in yourself. You know.
And I tell you, anything after but is bullshit and excuse or reason. Correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so it's like for example, the things you were mentioning in regards to even us, even just the concept of credit and debit,
We
right?
can have so much more.
Well, my point is, well, hear me out. That's what I'm saying. Is that my point is that even if we understood just the concept of credit and debit, is that the idea of credit is us getting together, creating that level of equity and a platform, and to where we can help each other out financially.
Please tell them. Please
That
break it
that
down.
that just the concept of that network, right? That spider web of a network. If why they don't know it is because they don't love themselves enough to know it. That's why for me, it's not about giving everybody all these facts and information. Let's love each other. Let's know who we are first,
And
because
that's not love towards other people. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. We have to love. It's like for someone to spend their money with anything, you have to feel a certain level of allegiance to it. The reason why you go to that certain corner store at your house is because they're good people. Every time you come in, you know they family, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So right, like you create a rapport with people when you go to a certain store, a certain restaurant. So that the reason why you do that is because now the reason why you spend the money is because you feel obligated, because you feel that you've invested in these people.
Exactly.
If we take that same feeling, turn that inwards to ourselves and to our people in our own likeness, it'd be so much easier. It would be so much easier for us to invest in each other, because you feel obligation to sit down and go do this. You felt the obligation to listen to them because there was something you knew that if you didn't listen, this is going to happen. So you're obligated. When you feel ambition, when you feel encouraged, there's a certain level of allegiance to something that lies beneath all of that. So that's why for me, when I talk about these things, you're right, and I want to get to that level. But first, right.
No allegiance to self.
Exactly.
Or allegiance to their own people. And that's the shit that kills me.
Exactly.
Like, I look at them like, are you serious?
Right.
Are you serious?
But see, look, you have to understand too, because even for me, it's hard to get mad. The reason why is because, like I was just showing you those pictures of Elizabeth Taylor in the 60s. If you were growing up in the 60s,
since I was a child.
As you should, because of all the different depictions and inaccurate depictions that. Wow.
In church.
Wow. Yeah. You see, a world within a world.
I am God.
Yes. You are the beginning of all gods and all different complexions of people. What you can do, no other woman on earth can do. You can make a dark-skinned baby, a light-skinned baby, and an albino baby. You can make all three shades of baby. Nobody else on this earth can do that. Nobody else. Everybody else on this earth can only make a baby that looks like them. You can, that energy. We have to start there, because that energy is that's the energy that's gonna make you walk past the Korean beauty store and go hit up your own beauty store in your own neighborhood.
Like if they had, I used to go to the hair store that they had here that was black owned. Their paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
I own my own birth certificate, my own certificate of live birth.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a slave.
Absolutely.
I am not a slave.
You're not. Never been.
All you have to do is ask of your certificate of live birth. It's not hard. All you have to do is ask.
Right on.
I so encourage you.
Absolutely.
And they don't get it.
Right.
They don't.
So in essence, yes, it's like we definitely, for example, in the hair industry, that's one of the things that I was touching on, is that
if you're purchasing their hair,
right,
and you sell it,
right,
it's still pennies.
That, like I said, from that,
take a stamp and put that stamp on that dollar, it still makes it worth more than what you got.
Right. And like I said, from that level of distribution all the way to, like I said, the appliances, the people could be making those combs and making them shits and selling them right back out to the community, right? We could be having those corporate chains of hair industries. There is, I want to add this. There is an association called the Black Owned Beauty Supply Association, which was created to gain a larger stake into the black hair care industry.
Time I'm talking to you, but this is awesome because it's like I so like talking to people that are awake.
Absolutely.
And willing to learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I don't understand. How can you not be willing to gain knowledge or listen?
Like I said, you have to understand that to somebody who doesn't know any better, it doesn't matter to them. You know what I'm saying? Like to some goddamn calm.
Their family get much more money than they're getting here.
Right. But I'm just saying, it's like to an ignorant person, I understand why they don't care. It's because they don't. If you don't love yourself, why would you fight for your people? Why would you spend money on your people? So that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I used to say what you're saying, going, I don't understand why people do that, but it's like, no, I get why people do it, because people have no ties to their people. They have no ties ancestrally. They have no ties spiritually. They have no ties even when it comes to economics. None.
Security number here, an EIN number, which is tax exempt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a citizen of Guyana, citizen of Taiwan. I will never be a citizen of America. Okay?
Right on.
None of it.
Well, I mean, it's like, it sounds like you know a lot more than most people in regards to how America's a corporation more than anything. But like I said, like all that information, that's what I know. But listen, I don't want you to put don't put the cart before the horse. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't want, like, let's on us knowing who we are first, because when we know who we are, that's when that information comes easy. You know, because like right now, the reason why I'm saying that, let me give you an example. Right now, to someone who is not there, when they hear you say that, they're like, "What is she talking about?" Now she wants to just leave America. She wants.
They think crazy.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm saying. Just I understand. I get it. But like I said, you have to understand that most of us, we're not there yet. And the reason why we're not there is because we don't love ourselves enough yet. And so that's what we need to fix first. Is that let's just fix why Kim Kardashian got a big ass booty. It's because you got a big booty. Yeah, that's because she wants your booty. Let's fix that. Let's understand that you have that big booty and you should love it as much as I should love it on you. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we need to align first before we take on the rest of the world. Because that's when we will know why we're fighting for it. We will know what we're fighting for. And then it will mean so much more. It will mean more. You are.
Much as I love them.
Well said. That is the perfect way to say it. Well said. Well said. Hey, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna close it down. Look, thank you. I thank you, Queen. You have a good shit. Just like the Queen was saying, man. Nirvana kisses. Just like she was saying that we have to love ourselves. And this goes for all races, all cultures of people. We have to love ourselves before anything else. And we have to understand that if we don't love ourselves, someone else will love everything about you. And they will profit over that shit. Hence, the Kim fucking Kardashians. If you don't love you, someone else will love everything about you and make money fucking off of it. So that is my issue. Is that we have attributes and we have features that other people have been profiting off of. Whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, whether it's intellectual, whether it's, okay? Like I said, this is not a bash white people thing. This is a understand that there's a game being played that is, and we're not fucking winning. We're not winning. The days of motherfuckers making money off of us is to a fucking end. You understand what I'm saying? And the day that we stop paying people like the Kim Kardashians is the day that we love ourselves more than the fucking Kim Kardashians who are wearing costumes, everyday costumes, and they're trying to make money and they profit. I've been trying. The motherfuckers is making millions and billions off of us, off of our appearances, our attributes, our accessories, our perception, our lingo, our fashion, everything, our fucking mannerisms, you name it. Motherfuckers is a walking carbon copy. No more. No more. Let's start loving ourselves and calling it for what it is. If we are loved, like, subscribe, follow. I will be back next Sunday at 4 o'clock. And next Sunday, I got another really, really good topic. Oh, the things that I address are things that are happening now that correlate with the fall, the imbalance, whatever you want to call it, the day things went. And I'll tell y'all. Next week topic is when animals attack. Oh, that's my favorite topic. I love that shit. I love it when animals attack. I love when animals attack. I love that shit. So that's what we're breaking down next week is when animals attack. The concept, the idea of the fucking zoo. Why these animals are eating these motherfuckers left and right, and why these animals need to keep doing it. I'll be back with the breakdown of the whole idea and even the origin of the idea of a zoo, of imprisoning fucking animals. We're gonna try. I appreciate y'all being open-minded. Like I said, anything and everything that I talk about, I want y'all to go research it. I want y'all to go challenge it. I want y'all to look it up. I want y'all to take this information, learn it, so we can be first-hand information, as opposed to the spoon-fed information that we are constantly given. You come out the womb believing in Jesus or Allah. Me, I'm giving you a chance to learn both. All right? So understand that, people, you have to understand that if you don't read, you are no different than a motherfucker who can't read. If you don't read, you are no. So that saying that white people always say that the easiest way to hide information is in a book from black people. Let's not prove them right on that. Let's not prove them right on that. Let's snatch every book up, okay? Let's turn reading into the new fucking rapping. You know how everybody like to say nigga and like to say all the shit that we like to say? Let's start reading and see. Let's see if that shit catch on. Like to do. Let's start picking up some books. Let's see if these motherfuckers start thinking reading is fucking cool then. We got to read. We have to get this information. And we have to understand that read with your vocabulary. It helps you with your speech. Just the way you speak. Just the way you place your words. It helps, I swear to God. Read, even either reading out loud or even reading quietly. It helps you learn how to put words in front of the other, like your feet. You understand what I'm saying? So the more you read, like it's like running. The better you are running, the better you are reading, the better you are putting your feet. All right? You ain't got to go out there and read a goddamn novel, but just start reading, folks. Understand that that is working. It's like swimming. It works every part of that body. Every part of, like I said, thank you for your time. I'll see y'all next Sunday. We're going to talk about the zoo when animals attack. My favorite fucking shit. I love it when them animals just say, fuck y'all. That's my shit. And get to taking chunks out these assholes. Oh, I love it. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't feel bad for that. I don't feel bad for not one little kid. I don't feel bad for I don't feel for none of these people that get ate by these animals. I don't give a fuck if you a baby in a zoo. I don't. He should have done worse. And I'm going to finish that up next week. Peace.